Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of YYYC, a show where we uncover, discover, and present to you the talent shaping Calgary urban identity. I'm your host, Telly, and in today's episode, we meet with the one and only...
It's Prophet. How y'all doing today?
You're doing fantastic.
Blessed,
How you doing? How you doing?
Man, you know, always living. I'm living blessed, dog. Another day, another dollar.
Yeah, another day, another dollar.
Man. Facts.
Yeah. What do you do for work, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm a line cook, dog.
Okay.
I've been chefing up for a minute now. For real.
I knew it. That's what's my first question. It's going to be like,
chefing up for a minute.
Your cooking skills, man.
Yeah, dog.
Because I see you on the Instagram.
Yeah, no, I just be having fun, you know. Just be having a little fun. That's it.
How did that come about? Like,
music. Man, yo, I worked. First spot I ever worked was this burger joint called Clive Burger on 17th, and me and all my friends worked there. We used to keep that place bumping with music like Saturday and Friday nights till like 3 a.m. when they closed. And
yeah,
shit was crazy, and I just fell in love with cooking from then, you know. So like, worked at a few other places, the Metropolitan Grill and a couple other spots.
Wow. So it's always cooking, like since that time.
Yeah, yeah, yes sir. Never took it like never took it in school or anything, you know, no culinary education or nothing like that. But I just love to cook, dog. And I love to eat too. So, you know, goes hand in hand.
Yeah. Okay, what's your favorite dish?
Yo, I ain't even got a favorite dish.
To cook?
Yeah, cook. I don't even know, dog. That's a hard question. It's a hard question.
Okay, do you remember? Let's make it easier. Do you remember the first dish you cooked?
First dish I ever cooked? Jeez, it was probably some Caribbean dish with my grandma.
Oh wow!
Yeah, because my grandma's from Trinidad.
Oh nice.
My grandma's she's from Saint Vincent and the Grenadines, but she moved to Trinidad.
Mm-hmm.
That's where she married my grandfather, and they moved to Canada in the early '70s. I'm gonna say.
And you were born here in Calgary?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah,
yes,
born
sir.
and raised Calgary.
Yeah,
You're not going anywhere anytime soon. You like Calgary?
No, man. I'm planning to definitely move out of the city, you know, eventually. But you know, just building a base here for real. Yeah. Plus, I guess it's where I was born, so it's the most time I spend any place. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Nice. Now I can't wait to taste some of that Prophet food because
yeah,
you get all of us hungry on Instagram, bro. We go on it. It's like okay. Why did you decide to put those on Instagram with the music? Like, is it something that you just... How did that come about?
I just like to vibe with music, you know? Like, I'm always playing music while I'm cooking, playing music while I'm doing, like, homework, playing music while I'm at work, all kind of shit like that. Like, I love music and I love cooking, so I'm like, yo, why not let people hear, like, the type of shit I'm vibing to while they see, like, a different side of me, you know what I mean? So, that's about it.
Great segue into where I'm about to go over. Quickly, music, like... What music do you listen when you cook? What music you listen when you study? Is there a playlist? And there's a playlist. What's the first track in this playlist?
Honestly, these days I'll be fucking with a lot of grime music, dog.
Oh really?
I'm fucking with Wiley, Skepta, and Gigs and Jamie. Yo, they're fucking hard, buddy.
Like, the T.O.P. of the grime right there.
Yeah, dog. I'm telling you, dog. Like, this shit is just too real. It's like, to me, their energy, it seems more authentic than a lot of energy that's coming out of the States right now. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like everyone's just trying to put on a certain type of perspective and a persona, not necessarily that is, you know, legitimate or their own. You know what I mean? And I feel these guys, like, they're coming from a place that's legitimate. Like, it's actually them that they're portraying, you know?
Okay, crying. Right. Okay. And that makes a lot of sense. Because, like, the way they come, like, it's raw. It's different. There's something about it. Just something.
And the flows are something crazy, dog. Like Wiley, I don't know if y'all ever heard of Wiley, but y'all gotta check that dude.
I gotta check more Wiley.
His flows are incredible. He's the owner of that BBK label that Skepta signed to.
Okay. I heard about it from my wife because she's from England, and Wiley has been a name for a while. Okay, that's Prophet. Let's not get lost. That's Prophet now, and it seems like we might get some grime Prophet in the future.
Some ground flows right here.
Let's move. I'm going to move you back a bit. Can you tell us the story of when you wrote your first text? Where were you?
The first raps I wrote?
Yeah.
It was like grade 1 of kindergarten. Like my,
oh wow!
Dog. Like me and my cousin.
Early?
It was mad early because me and my cousin, the first hip hop radio stations in Calgary were like Vibe 98.5 and Kiss 969. This was back in like 2000, 2001, 2002 or so. And dog, we used to listen to like, of course, like 50 Cent, T.I., Ludacris, dog. Like me and my cousin used to have like Ludacris on lock, like on memory, like that whole Get Back, Move Bitch tracks, like all that shit. Like we had to keep. We were like back in the day where we had the shit like on our little cassette tapes that we'd record like and shit.
Yeah.
To hide that
Oh, you did see the cassette tape.
Of course.
You know that, yeah.
I had to hide that shit from my grandma. It was way too much cussing on it. You feel me? Like, nah, but yeah, it was crazy.
How old were you?
Like,
You remember?
I'm gonna say like 6, 7, 8 years old.
That's crazy. That's been recurrent here.
Yeah,
6, 7 years old.
Yeah, because it's the first time you're exposed to some shit, and it's like, yo, this is something different, yo, like something different from what you've been hearing. Because my mom always used to play like gospel, used to play soul music, all kind of stuff like that. My mom even knows opera music, so she was like, it was a strange, different combination of music in the household. But she listened to everything from like Erykah Badu to Janet Jackson to Lauryn Hill to like Yolanda Adams, Mary, like all across the spectrum, and then. She's actually the first one that introduced me to hip hop. Keep it a stack. She used to talk about like Curtis Blow, like these are breaks, break it up, break it, all that shit, and like
OG.
The first shit I heard, the first like actual hip hop track I heard was The Message by Grandmaster Flash. My mom played that for me. Yeah, dog, that sample was something crazy, like that rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with the baseballs. That shit was crazy.
Oh yeah, you love hip hop.
Really, from the jump. But yeah, like it's a different game for real. Like these days, things just it's a switch up. People love to hear different flows, and that's you always got to bring something new to the table. You got to push the culture. Always got to push the culture. That's the way I see it.
Okay, so 4, 5, 6. When you wrote your first text, how did you feel when you wrote that? Was okay, I'm a rapper now. It was like
I was like, yo, let me try to put some rhymes together. I don't even remember how it went, but all I know is like it was about skateboarding because me and my cousin used to like. Try to skateboard heavy back then. I was never as nice as he was, but like I used to be playing those little video games like Tony Hawk Pro Skater and all that type of shit. And it was a rhyme about like skateboarding. I just can't remember how it goes. It was some corny shit. I'll tell you that.
Oh my god,
it was hella corny. Yeah.
But that's what gets you into the doors. Okay, I love this thing. And then another text, and now we have one of the nicest MC in Calgary.
Yo, I appreciate that, bro. For real, I appreciate that. For real.
Oh man, they know. They know. Shit. If they don't know, now you know. Check them out.
We got some shit in the works.
KCR crew, you guys first. Okay. Something related to that before we get to the KCR crew and the massive thing that you guys are doing. Prophet, take me to the day where you came up with the name and you was like, okay, that's.
Back in the day, I used to do this thing on Instagram called 4 Bar Fridays. It's like it was a competition essentially that like was started by the NBA player Damian Lillard.
Okay.
And like you just spit 4 bars and you tag like the account, the hashtag 4 Bar Friday. And people were always trying to become like the top 4 for that week. And I was doing that shit for like maybe 6 months, like on a regular, like every Friday, come listen to some shit. And that's when people first heard me spit. And like people, I wasn't writing from like high school on and shit like that, but like I never really let people know. So that was the first time people were hearing that, yo, this guy can spit. And finally, like one day I got the top 4 on this shit. And it was posted on the page, and I was like, yo, this shit is lit. But yeah, like at that time, I changed my name on there to the dreaded Prophet, but it was just Prophet, like in a prophecy sense, Yeah. And then I was like, yo, let me switch this up because I had locks at the time. I had locks from
that was gonna be. I was like, yo, what happened to the locks? What was the decision? But we'll get there. We'll get to the locks.
But now, like I had locks from I think grade, I'm gonna say 2011 to 2008. Like I caught them in December of 2017. So like around 7-8 years.
Shocked him. He shocked the scene.
Yeah,
the next was like, what happened? Prophet!
Nah, that shit crazy.
Yeah, okay.
But nah, so like I just switched it up from like a prophet in like a not philosophy, but a prophecy sense to like I was like, yo, let me switch this up to prophet. Like people like I had locks at the time, but I was like, people dread the dollars in a sense, you know what I mean? Because it's like what comes along with it. That's where the name of the dreaded prophet came from. It's like, it's a good thing. Like people always talk about, stacking dollars. I got to get my funds up, this, that, and the third. but no one talks about the ugly side of what comes along with that sometimes, you know what I mean? So that was basically where that name came from.
Wow, hey, there you have it, guys. There's always dope stories behind those people's name. I like that one too.
Absolutely.
I love this thing. I'm not gonna be a fan here. Sorry, I'm a fan of all those guys, man. A fan of hip hop, so I'm just kind of geeking out here. All right, tell our people, because we go from Now Profit to the 4 Bars Friday. How far along from the 4 Bar Fridays to the bear market?
I would say that was 2015 I started doing those, and then I worked with my friend Victor Speck at the time. We worked
shout out to Victor Speck.
Big up Victor Speck. That dude's the one that actually got me into like rapping for real. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah, like taking it serious, because like I remember back in high school we used to run like ciphers online. Like, you know, there was this one like chat site where people would just be ciphering. Like, you throw a beat on, and everyone has a little USB mic plugged into their computer and just ciphering and shit. And me and Vic used to run that from like 2010 back in the days. And then we worked at this spot called Brown Social House, and we were like, yo, just, you know, always freestyling on the kitchen line and shit like that. And then one day he's like, yo, you should just come by Cash's and record, yo. So like me and Cash, Victor.
Yeah, that's my next question.
Yeah, me and Cash, Victor, we've known each other for years, like back to high school days, like 2009 and shit. Yeah. And yeah, so we just I just popped up here one day. Yeah, it's been a fucking minute. I ain't gonna lie.
It's been a minute. It's crazy. Like, when people say, yeah, it's going to take you 10 years, you know what I mean?
Facts.
10 years, 20 years. And you see all those people that you
it's
meet.
Progression, you know? It's like, because the other thing is, hip hop is like a lifestyle, dog. It's like, it's a lifelong journey for real. But yeah, so I just popped up at the studio one day after work, and I just jumped on the mic, and like I thought I was nice at the time. Looking back, I was pretty shit. I ain't gonna lie.
No, we all think we're nice at the time.
Yeah, dog, I'm spitting some shit. Go back and listen to that. Yo, these flows are trash, bro. Nah, some real shit. Like, that was December 2015, I'm gonna say. And then from there, I kept on writing, just trying to like better my craft. Like, I couldn't write a hook to save my life back then.
Yeah.
It was all just bars. But like, you know, you just learn how to structure a song and shit. And then finally, I just put together enough tracks to actually get a project together. So I had a few other tracks that were just, you know, like extras, you know, like freestyles over other industry beats and shit like that. So I had released those. I had dropped a quick EP of 3 tracks before the bear market. Oh, okay. It was called The Surplus, and it's just, you know, everything has like a economic like side to it. Like, yeah. What should I say? Like, you know, like the surplus is just extra tracks. The bear market is actually like a economic term of like a time of downturn within an economy. So that's how I kind of felt like hip hop was at the time. Like, not just in the industry itself, but in the city. It was like, yo, I don't see people doing too much, and we call this the bear market, you know? It's trying to spark that downturn and go back up, you know what I mean? So that was the concept behind that. I dropped that in February 2017.
Was it 2017?
Yeah,
oh, okay,
February 2017, early in the year.
Wow, it hasn't been that long. Because the reason I'm saying this is because you were one of those first artists that we post on YYYC Records.
Yeah,
back in the day, and that's how I even discovered the KCR group.
That's crazy.
Yeah, because I was like looking for Calgary artists, and it's tough to find Calgary artists. Nice, probably a little better now, but
that's the thing. The scene has evolved a lot.
Like just a year.
For real.
Right? So yeah, when I checked yours, I was like, yo, this is nice. Check the mix. I'm like, yo, this is nice. And it was the artwork was dope. It was on all streaming services.
Yeah,
and I remember checking on SoundCloud, then I shared.
Spotify,
okay. And you read me because I was gonna be like, how did you meet Cash? But let's see that you met Cash. So from the bear market, and that's like February 2017 to Unbelievable.
It's like a year's difference there, because like at the time around February, I think that's right when 17 started to record at Cash's studio.
Yeah.
And he put together that album pretty quick, and then after that he held a house party, and it sort of brought a lot of people together, and that's where you meet a lot of people like videographers, different artists that are working together.
So that's how that happened.
Yeah,
That's how the crew kind of like evolved after that.
to an extent,
after that
yeah, because like
party.
you just do stuff together. Like that's how Ticket and 17 met. Like I knew Ticket from a while back, but that's just how artists meet up. And like shortly after that, Eddie came by the studio to record. He was calling himself Ed Pock at the time.
Oh, Ed Pocket?
Yeah, Ed Pock.
Okay,
Ed Pock at the time, and yeah, he I don't know, shoot, I think he was doing a freestyle, like a remix to a track. It was Free Smoke or something like that. That Drake track, Free Smoke.
Yeah.
And I heard the beat, I was like, dog, I got a verse for this. Let me jump on this. And so I just spit it, and he was like, dog, this kid is ill. Like it was funny. He told me, he was like, yo, you sound like Dizzy Wright. And I was like, damn, that's kind of ill. Because like Dizzy Wright's, he's an underground cat. He's a rapper. I think he's pretty ill. So like, damn, it's a compliment for real. So after that, he had another track called Scheming, and Cash was on the hook, and Ed was just spitting his verses when I came down to the studio one day, and I was like, dog, let me jump on this. And like that, from that onward, like that was when I was like, yo, I know I can work fucking nice with this dude, because he's like, Ed's a versatile fucking artist, but he's a spitter. Like he respects the craft of hip hop, you know what I mean? So like, from there, we done so many collabs together. Me and Ed did a track called Bounce It. We did a Gucci Gang remix. We did so many different tracks, and then I was like, dog, we were both in the process of creating our albums at the time, and I was like, yo, we got a ways to go. Why don't we just throw together an EP real quick? And we just put together a couple tracks, get some content out, because people, you gotta stay in people's consciousness. You know what I mean? Like,
today's world.
Yeah, it's like a microwave society.
Right?
You drop a project a month, and a month later it's...
That's a great term, a microwave society. I haven't heard that before.
Yeah, man. But yeah, so I just figured, yo, let's get some tracks together. I know that we can make some ill music together, so let's just work on it, get some content, push some visuals, and,
and there you have
it. And that was it. And, yo, we put that together. I'm going to say we put that together in less than a month. Like,
really?
5 tracks in less than a month. Like, we were just grinding, just at the studio. Yeah, it was something crazy.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
and the video is sick.
Appreciate you.
Like all the track that you, well, it's quality. Like the thing that coming out from this house, this crew, wherever you guys work with, it's always quality. Who is the behind? Who is behind the mix and the master of?
That's Cheddar Cheese, my man Cheddar Cheese. Shout out to Cheddar. That guy does an impeccable job on the mix. I ain't gonna lie to you, that shit is incredible.
You're gonna hear a lot about Cheddar Cheese. I've heard him on other tracks, like mixing and
he's working with so many different artists in his studios. His studio's pretty crisp too. Shout out to Cheddar.
Oh, hook me. Come on, man. Holla at me, Cheddar. I guess I'll holla at you, or we'll figure something out. Shout out to Pac too. I need to get you in the interview, man.
Yeah, Eddie Clips, yo.
Eddie Clips. Oh yeah, he did change it, so it's like Eddie Clips now.
Shut up, yo.
No more Pac. All right, Eddie Clips. I got you, man. Unbelievable. I love it. Who did the video?
That was Saul. Dude, his IG is Scrungy.
Yeah.
And he's a pretty ill videographer. He's fucking crisp with it. So yo, shout out to Saul, yo. He was nice for real.
You'll see a lot of him too. Well, there's already a lot. Because
he shot Ticket's new video.
Well, I think it was Vince. Or they did it together?
I think they collabed on it.
Yeah. Two of the tops.
I'm telling you, dog.
Check that Ticket video money, man.
Facts. Yeah, Vince and Ticket Vince, Ticket, and what's his name? Saul, they put together that money video, and it's something crazy.
For the city. Everything. All the lyrics video is freaking crazy. Like, but right now it's Profit. What's I want to say what's next, but I want to get some stuff out of it. I saw a video, a picture.
Oh, sorry?
I saw a picture with Mino sings.
Yeah, okay.
What is popping? Like, what's coming out, man?
Me and Mino, like, we just, a friend of mine that I went to high school with, like, he been telling me about the name Mino C's for a while. And, like, when I talked to Mino, he, the same friend had been telling Mino about me for a while. And he's like, yo, you guys got to get some work in together. And I was like, yeah, no doubt. As soon as, like, but I had no idea who this guy was. We eventually link up because, like, within the past year, this whole Calgary scene has just grown so much. Like, I've met so many different artists, so many ill artists that I didn't even know were in the city. Right? Like, and I was like, yo, let's just get some work in. So I sent him a track, and he got me back the verse, and I was like, dog, this dude fucking smoked it. Like, yeah, so I got a track. He's featured on one of my tracks, and I'm featured on one of his. and they're both going on our upcoming projects. And yeah, yo, Mino's fucking tough though. I can't lie to you.
He's one of those contenders. Man.
He's hella underrated, bro. Like, I don't know why more people don't know this cat. Like, dude is nice for real.
Yeah, maybe marketing or something. Because that's what some of us it's missing to some of us, right? Marketing,
so true.
Investing. Because you guys don't play around with your videos and mix and everything seems to be invested ahead of time.
Plus, the thing is, I feel you need to find like your. You need to find your market essentially. Like some people know exactly who they're aiming to target, like with their music and visuals and all that stuff. And sometimes it's just about finding your right, the right lane for you to move in, basically. That's about it. But yeah, we shot the video for that not too long ago. I'm gonna say a week or so ago. And
oh man, that's why I'm trying to get some tips. But can you tell us the name of the track?
The track's called Fall Back. Fall Back.
You got it here. Fall Back. Is there a date of when is that coming up? Or
I'm gonna say within the next couple weeks. Within the next couple weeks.
Okay, look out for that one, man. The interview might be out before he's out, or it might be out before the interview. But check it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And matter of fact, me and Ed shot a collab for a project on the album on his project. And Vince shot that recently. We just shot it the other day. It's gonna be pretty good. Vince is so good. It's gonna be a movie. I'm gonna tell you that much. It's gonna be a movie for real.
You guys are now in the movie. Man, it's like everybody saying, "Yo, it's a movie, man." It's like 17 got his movie. I bet
you gotta bring something different. You know what I mean? That's the way I see it. Like, because you can do the exact same thing. Spitting at the camera, which is cool. Like that works for a time and place. But sometimes you just gotta go a little deeper. You know what I mean? So that's about it. But yeah, right now I'm working on a project. It's called Less Than Necessary, and that's for me. I read a lot of books, maybe too many books. Sometimes I'm juggling books, like I don't even finish them, and I'm reading like 5, 6 books at the same time. But like, I was reading this book called The 48 Laws of Power, and the 4th law is always say less than necessary. And so that's initially the idea was just going to be a 4-track EP that I was going to drop. But now what I'm going to do is drop like essentially a story. And it's going to be 4 different EPs. Oh. And each one is going to lead to the next one. It's going to be like a little storyline behind it.
Getting creative here.
Yeah. So I'm excited.
Necessary.
I'm excited for that, for real.
Okay, I have 2 questions related to that. I'm a question before our fast track. Anyway, I don't want to take you guys' time. I know you got to go to it's like a show that you have tonight.
Oh, it's just a little walkthrough with people in the venue today for a show a couple weeks down the line.
Damn, couple weeks down. Anyway, all right. What's the book that you offered people the most? If you have offered books to people, and if not, what's the book that you read lately that kind of impacted you?
It's a good question. Honestly, the book, one of my favorite books of all time is the autobiography of Malcolm X. That book is something crazy because it shows his progression from like his former life as you might say a criminal or a vagabond. Show it to Jay Sterling.
Vagabond, hey.
Yeah, like someone that people might not consider a great member of society to someone that became like who Malcolm X was,
Yeah.
And I like to see that, the elevation in people, you know what I mean? So that's a tough book. Right now I'm reading the 33 Strategies of War. That's a tough book.
Oh yeah, 33 Strategies of War?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And another one, shoot, I can't remember the name of it, but it's essentially about like, it's called The End of Big. That's what it's called, The End of Big. It's about the end of big media, big advertising. It basically shows how the ability to do a lot of things is now in the people's hands. Because a friend of mine said this to me the other day. 100 years ago, power was in the hands of the people who owned land. 50 years ago, it was in the hands of people who owned technology. Now power is in the hands of people who own attention. And attention is like currency these days, you know what I mean? So it's basically about that.
Clout!
For real.
Want all the smoke.
So it's crazy, yo. Like that's honestly how it is, people. That's why people be doing so much shit to gain attention.
Right.
Whether it's, coloring your hair, getting face tats, whatever the case is, like people need that attention because that's what power is in 2018.
I did hear that too. Like for example, if you want to be an artist, you have to do something different. Like, and that's why some people change something on their face just for the purpose of being into the art, because then it sets you above the average. Because if not, then you just kind of
get lost in the sauce.
Yeah, you're lost in the sauce. Chef and lost in the profit sauce, fam. Okay, man, 2 more questions. So many. I wouldn't say so much thing, but it's just I'm getting excited. One question before one question. Okay, can you rap for us a few bars of the upcoming project? Like maybe a couple bars that get us excited.
You think? See, till my mama ain't working, a million my pursuit. I'm getting sick of the block. 1 condominium views. Seem like the options limited, no matter what the discipline. A doctor in the beamer, but a nigga in the whip again. Built for success, but they be wishing I lose. Shit. Love on display, but now I know it's a ruse. See, these shorties never loyal, that trust is forever spoiled. Now I'm switching up these bitches like I switch up my shoes. Got the Jordans to the foams, Air Maxes to the Tim boots. Take my shot and knock it down, Ray Allen with a gym hoop. And gotta shine and gotta flex. But life is looking proper when depositing the checks. East side of the 403, grew up with poor homies, plotting just to have some more on me. By the nightfall, yeah, nigga, knowing that I might fall, but why be in the game if you ain't aiming for the high score?
Can you, no, okay. I was gonna be like, give me the name of the track, but you guys better check the next album, the next soon. That's what we got coming up, exclusive.
Yes, sir.
YYC Records, Bus Forward 3, man. Thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah, no doubt. I appreciate it.
I got like 2 more questions before the fast question. One of them is, where do you see Prophet in 7 years?
In 7 years? Shit. I want to be a stat. I want to be performing in various countries. In all honesty, I see rap as a means to an end. It's a way to spread, a message you have to spread. But it's also marketing yourself. It's a way to market your brand. And right now, my brand is RTC, which is, it stands for a few things. Like, for one, I'm starting a clothing brand called Rise to Conquer. It's about rising to conquer the isms in society, racism, sexism, classism. And then the other aspect of it, which is more or less a charitable aspect, is the right to care, RTC, right to care. And then the musical aspect of it is round the clock records, because I'll be working on music day and night.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And so that's basically, I just want to build that brand and be able to do different things. Like, I'm planning on starting an annual basketball tournament, and hopefully I'll be able to hold that in August of this year and donate most of the funds of that to some sort of charitable cause.
Nice, man.
So it just different aspects that I'd like to impact society on,
Yeah.
But definitely 7 years from now, I'd honestly love to be a big name within the hip hop industry, be well respected for, the music I create, the message I have to get across, the lyrical ability, because I fucking bust my ass writing tracks, man. Like, I love to write. It's the way you play with words. I love wordplay, metaphors, and all that stuff. So that, be in other countries touring. I'd love to go to Japan and tour.
Is there one thing in that 7 years that you can be like, okay, once this is accomplished, it's like, yeah, it's a big check mark, like maybe a stadium, an award?
I don't know, man. Not necessarily like any award, because it's like I feel sometimes awards don't necessarily represent or go to the people that are most deserving of them. But I think it'd be great to hit a major stadium, like Staples Center or Madison Square Garden or something like that. Like just be able to perform at a big venue where people are just spitting your lyrics back to you. You know what I mean? That shit is crazy.
That's something else, eh?
Absolutely.
Alrighty, man. Prophet 7 years. I can't wait, man. I hope we'll be there as a team.
Absolutely.
See what's popping and just like repeating and singing the lyric back to you, the
Yes,
choruses.
Oh man.
It's like, he told me on YYYC it wasn't good at chorus before. Look, it's gonna be a good time. All right, I'll jump you into the. I'm excited today, man. I'll jump you into the fast track, the buzz question. Okay. The buzz question, quick questions. Hope we get some quick answers. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Ready. Prophet favorite food.
Favorite food? Roti. Good Trinidadian roti. For real.
You cook it yourself?
My grandma.
Hey,
Grandma.
grandma food. All right, you go to the club. What's the first drink you order?
Henny on the rock.
Oh,
Henny on the rock.
oh yeah, you go straight.
I fuck with dark. I don't drink too much, but when I do, I fuck with dark.
Yeah. Okay, Henny on the right. You got it, guys. I just moved out here. I'm like, Prophet, take me to a spot in Calgary that you where I'll have a good time or people should check out.
Let me think. I'm a big fan of ramen. I don't know if you like ramen. But, you know. Yeah, there's this ramen spot in Kensington called Jinya. The best ramen you'll taste in the city. Like
ramen.
I'm a nerd, you know. I like Naruto and shit like that. So I'll be like,
so you want to get your ramen?
Yes, sir. You know, absolutely.
No, it's okay, guys. All right. And you said, what's the name of the
It's called Jinya. Jinya ramen.
Jinya ramen. Okay. If you could visit any place in the world today, where would that be?
Tokyo. I love the culture, the fact that, like, from what I've heard, those people appreciate hip hop. They have like an ill sneaker and fashion culture, and just overall, to me, it seems like it'd be an interesting experience. So.
Yeah. Okay. One more question: if you could work with any producer, or if you could have a producer to produce your whole album,
Any producer?
Any producer, man, they all offer to you. It's like, man, we're putting out in the universe. That's really the idea of this question. So
DJ Premier. DJ Premier. To me, he's a fucking goat. To me, Premier is a goat. Like, he's the illest of all time.
That's gonna be.
That'll be fucking tough, for real.
Prophet on the DJ Premier. You guys got it here. If you know DJ Premier, if you see this interview, come on.
Facts. Hit me on that IG.
IG, tell me I here in Calgary trying to get DJ Premier on the whole track, man. Get the poppin'. All right, man. Thanks, man. That's it for the bus question. I'll hit you with the last question. The reason of our show: why YYYC? Why Calgary? Why should people pay attention? Or if not, what do we need so people can pay more attention? Your thoughts, Prophet?
Well, like I've said to so many people, like I've said this to Eddie, to Cash, to 17. I said this to so many people, like Calgary, their culture was based on oil and gas and cowboy shit for so long that to me, everyone within this young age group from like, I don't know, 15, 16, all the way up to like 30 or so, we're at the base of culture in the city. To me, it's like a renaissance. It's like a changing of the guard in a sense, you know? And I feel it's a different energy coming, and it's only going to build and get better from there. Like, I feel like Calgary's about to be the spot that people respect within Canada. Very coming very soon.
See that coming up. Okay. All right, man. You got it. A renaissance. Man. Here, YYYC Prophet.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for accepting the invitation. Saliyaz is not here, representative of Bus 43, but we got it covered for her. Any other asks that you have for our fan, follow, whatever they can look out for, or anything you want to say?
I just put out a recent video. It's called Till the Sun Is Up. Shout out to my videographer, Taha. I got another video with Mino C's coming soon. Another video with Eddie Clips coming soon. And Less Than Necessary on the way.
Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, that was another episode of YYYC with Prophet. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Check us out on yycrecords.com, bus43.com. I was going to be like bus43record.com. Bus43.com. Check the link in the bio. Check Prophet. Check us out on Instagram. We love you guys. See you guys real soon.
Such a pretty girl, too much beauty for the eyes. Tell me, baby, what you doing here tonight? Don't you got a man? Don't you got a man? If you don't, then I'ma take you home and make some plans. Yeah, I'ma get you lit and take you to the sky. Yeah, take that sexy body, baby, for a ride. Your man is such a loser, girl, but you are such a bride.